Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Donkey Punch back at you with another episode. And in this episode, I wanted to talk about using Go Valho and Go Valo on anti 3-star bases. Now, we all know how to use, these attacks on bases like this with the big open core or whatever. But what I'm seeing a lot is that some of the newer 3-star bases are set up so much against surgical hogs or go lava lunion that they really open themselves up for a go lava lunion or go valo or go vaho. So in this episode, I'm going to show you how to use those attacks on anti 3-star bases and not just these open bases, teaser type bases that you see here. So let me get out of this and head over to our current ward. And I got a few examples for you. The first one I want to show you is my attack earlier on number 4, and I actually didn't get the 3-star. And there's a couple things I'll show you in this video. And I think it was just first attack on the base, beginning of the war, not really knowing what to expect in the C2C or how the base was set up. My plan here is basically to go in through here, put a jump spell here, poison the CC troops as soon as they come out here, and then heal this section. Alright, and so basically I want my troops to take out this entire section. Alright, and then from looking at the base, you can see that there's only a few possible big bomb spots. You have one here in core, one here, and then one here. And I really felt that both of them were right here, simply because, oh, and you also had one here, but I kind of discredited that one as well because it's too close to the edge. So I really felt that both of the big bomb spots were here and here, just because those are the places that are farthest away from the queen. And that's what I'm talking about when people are building bases, anti surgical hogs, because they're expecting people to come in from right here, because that's the easiest access to the queen. But of course, by doing that, you're not getting anything. If you come in from there, you don't get an expo, you don't get the king. Well, you might get the king, but you're not getting anything extra with your kill squad. Alright, so whenever I'm doing a hog raid, I always want to get the most benefit I can out of my kill squad, which is why I find Valks to be the most beneficial. We'll go ahead and start playing this, and we'll kind of see how it's working out. I got a really nice funnel set up here. It's going to get my queen, get my Valks, get everybody going into the middle. Now the problem I kind of run into is that I should have saved that poison spell. But the way that I was kind of doing this raid is that I honestly didn't really look at anything until I was probably about 3/4 of the way through the raid. I kind of had everything planned out, exactly where I was going to put everything, and so everything just happened like really quick, because I wanted to make sure that with this large of a base, that my Valks and my golems and heroes were tanking everything while the hogs were coming in. And the problem was that I went a little bit too fast, and I wasn't really watching like where I needed spells. It was just I put them down where I thought that I would need them coming into the raid. So as you can see, there was a Valkyrie and 2 loons in that CC. I definitely should have saved that poison spell, and that really cost me. You'll see here later on. So my surgical hogs are going in. My first mistake is I thought that I would need a heal right there on that wizard tower, but as you can see, the wizard tower is shooting at the golems in the middle. So I wasted a heal right there, and so that of course really cost me. Now right here, you can see I get two maxed out skeleton traps that pop on my hogs. Unfortunately, they didn't, because if they'd have popped on my Valks would have handled them very easily. Wouldn't have been a problem. I mean, right here, even if they'd gone to the Queen still has her ability. There wouldn't have been any issues. And right here, I have, like, coming out of this heal, pretty much everything's concentrated on what's going on in the middle. So even without that heal that I wasted earlier, I would have been fine. But you can see how much damage these skelly traps did. They just came out of a heal, and with those skelly traps on them, right now they are almost dead. What I should have done is, of course this was the first raid, didn't know what was in the CC. But if I'd have been paying more attention to what came out of the CC, I could have simply dropped a poison on those, and then of course I would have, if I'd have been paying more attention as well, I'd have saved a heal. So I'd have dropped a poison, got rid of the skelly traps, and then had a heal sitting over here for these, two cannons, Tesla and AD, and that was the difference right there in me getting the 3-star. But you can simply see how powerful those Valks are. They got that entire figured out. I still got troops firing at my golem that still hasn't. I don't even think he's even busted yet. Like, it's just ridiculous. And if I did, just paid a little bit more attention to what was going on in the raid instead of trying to just be as fast as I could, I guess, then I would have definitely brought home the 3-star there. Because you can see there was only like 4 defenses that lasted. Just a couple mistakes on my part that cost me the 3-star. But I definitely believe that using that technique, if it was a cleanup raid, if there was a cleanup raid using the same strategy, they would have easily had the 3-star. Now let me show you another base that I did here on number 8 where I used the same strategy. And this one I actually made a big mistake on too, and luckily this was not a maxed out base, otherwise it would have really cost me. Now right here I only dropped the first golem because I didn't want it to be taking splash damage, so I was going to wait to drop my golem from the CC. And everything here kind of happened quickly because this was a cleanup attack and I knew there was a Tesla there. So I couldn't drop my wall breakers until that golem went over and started drawing fire from the Tesla. Because the Tesla, of course, would have taken out one of my wall breakers. So me having to wait there kind of threw me off a little bit because there was just a lot going on at the same time. Because I had to drop my poison spell, get all my troops in, and then it also caused me to mess up here a little bit. You're going to see my jump spell is not down yet. So as soon as that air defense goes down, the golem retargets here to the outside and not to the center. But you can see how tanky these Valks are. They're still going to clear out that core. They just leave a touch of life left on that wizard tower right there. But look how much is cleared out just from the Valks. And then of course I still have my heroes up. And like I say, that's me forgetting a golem, and then my other golem going to the outside. So it's really impressive exactly how much damage these do. And from here on out, I mean, it's just game over. I went in. Valks popped one set of double big bombs. Heroes popped the other set of double big bombs. And all I got left is cleanup, and I still got a lot of hogs. And I'm going to walk away with a 3-star victory and a max golem still on my CC. Alright, now let me show you, got a couple more here. I think this one right here. Yes. Alright, now this one is a little bit different, but I really like how he identified how he could get up into the core, how he could pop both of the sets of double big bombs, and get his Valks to literally clear out probably like 60-70% of this base. So we'll get in here, nice job, nice funneling job, and he's coming to a natural funnel in the base so the queen doesn't walk around. He's got his first jump spell. He's going to wait right there. That's really important. Wait till your golems pull the CC. Don't let your heroes or the Valks pull the CC. Now his king does go for a walk, which is actually winds up thing, really helps with cleanup, makes this a really fast raid. As you can see, the raid is under 2 minutes. Alright, so he's got a poison for the CC, and he's going to let these Valks go in through there. And see how much of that base they tore up, and then look at this. They're still tanking. You got the Golem tanking, you got the Valks tanking, and it really allows the Hogs to just run free on this base. Now you could bring a third or a fourth Golem, and that would be tanking, but they wouldn't take out as many buildings as what the Valks do. I mean, level 4 Valks just have so many hit points, and they do so much damage. You know, and you can either use a rage or a heal. Depends on what's in the CC, kind of for me, what I like to bring. But either or works really well. You know, you can rage them up to get them through there really fast, or you can put a heal on them to make sure they stay alive. So, but as you can see, that base was just totally demolished there. And you know, for me, anytime I run into some of these anti 3-star bases with really big open spaces like that, Valks is definitely the way to go for me. And then I'm going to show you one more. This also ended up just being a 2-star. He ran out of time on it, and I'm going to show you a couple of mistakes that he did that made it wind up being a. Now I think that over here he thought maybe get the lure or pop some bombs or something, so he went ahead and spent just a few hogs and a giant over there. He makes a really wide funnel, simply because on these straight sections of walls it's really hard to keep the queen contained. Now as you can see, the golems there is what drew the CC first. And on that, it actually kind of messed him up a little bit and left his queen vulnerable, because the golems are going, of course, to the next target, because he didn't have that jump spell down soon enough. If he had a jump spell down faster, the golems would have gone to the AD instead. And then he's got a heal spell for him, and then he's got another jump spell to let him into this next compartment. Now here's where he kind of messes up. He brings 12 loons. Alright, now he's going to bring them in, but as you can see, he's still got 2 AD up. What I would have done is I would have slowly started trickling my loons in from this side over here. And then as these AD go down, you can start trickling them in. That's one option. Another option would be you can wait till both of the AD go down all the way, and you can actually like drop a hound in here and then like 2 loons behind it. So he brought 60 spaces for loons, so he could have brought 1 hound and 6 loons. So you drop a hound right there and 2 loons, because 2 loons, everything that's left is going to take out. And then maybe the hound gets to like over here and it pops. Well, that's when you send maybe like your other 4 loons in back here, and then let the loons finish up here. Alright, so that would be the kind of the concept there. Or you could have also just brought hogs, and then you don't have to worry about the AD, because you can see the double big bomb set, there was one here and one either here or here, but that's going to be popped. So really, if he'd dropped hogs in like from this direction and then work their way around, they wouldn't have had any problems either. So they had a few different options there of how he could have handled that, but he definitely bringing these loons in here too fast. He loses 1, 2, 3, 4. He's going to lose 5 of his loons there before he ends up taking down that AD. Now you're going to see here in the end that the loons do come over, and nope, they all end up getting popped. That's another reason right there. You might think about bringing hogs as well, because if you're bringing hogs, then you've already popped all the possible big bomb areas. Because like I said, the big bomb areas were right here and right here. So you have the queen down, you have both big bombs down, and you have the CC taken care of. So at that point, your hogs can pretty much run free. I would still maybe do a surgical, like 2 here, whatever. That way, if there are some spring traps in between these defenses that were here, that they don't all go flying. But you're still gonna have enough left to finish up the job there, and a few for cleanup. Whereas whenever you send loons, all your air traps are still there. So you can see those last few went down to the air traps. We're going to kind of wrap this up. Now, he's got a lot going on there. I mean, he still had a Valk, he still had his king, everything else, but losing those loons, losing all of his loons there is what really hurt him. I think if he'd had, like I say, if he'd had either, waited for the AD to go down and send them in, or done with the loon and the hound, or if he'd have done hogs. Any of those three scenarios there, I think would have gotten him the 3-star. But the main point of showing you that video was not what he did wrong, but simply how powerful Valkyries can be on those open bases like that. So anytime, not just on the generic internet bases that you run across, but also on the open anti 3-star bases, uh, Valks are a really good way to backdoor that base and then just use loons or hogs to take out the remaining defenses. So that's just something I wanted to share with you today, and that's something, definitely a technique that I'm going to work on some more, try to get a little bit better at it. Because as you can see, I got 5 stars this war, but a little bit improvement on my technique. Should have got me 6. So, of course, there's all kinds of different techniques you can use and everything else, but I'm always trying to, find new techniques, or, perfect techniques that are out there, get a little bit better at them, simply to be a little bit more consistent in Clan Wars. So I hope you all enjoyed this, and until next time, this is Donkey Punch. Peace.